Hello and welcome back to the Nerdum. So, as we all know, Anakin was raised by Obi-Wan from the age of 9 until he eventually decided to go to the dark side for, I don't know, whatever reasons. I mean, no one really knows, right? But what if Qui-Gon, had never died at the hands of Darth Maul? So, when Obi-Wan took on Anakin as an apprentice, I mean, he was just, I think in his early 20s or so. Anakin was 9, and Obi-Wan had just become a Jedi Knight, like, upon Qui-Gon's death. So, I mean, he was very young to be taking on such an apprentice. But if Qui-Gon had actually survived his encounter with Darth Maul and taken Anakin on as an apprentice, I think things would have gone differently. So, Anakin really needed that father figure in his life. And he saw Qui-Gon as being that father figure. I mean, he was much older, he was wiser, he was smart, I mean, he was good in combat. So, Anakin kind of latched onto him as being, the father figure. I mean, he even stood up for Anakin before the Jedi Council. So, and Obi-Wan was not too keen on the idea of Anakin. So, if Qui-Gon had survived, what I think would have happened is, more than likely, Qui-Gon would have trained Anakin in secret. Because, I believe the Council only approved, Anakin's training to Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan basically threatened to train him with or without the Council's permission, which is what Qui-Gon would have done. But I believe that Yoda would basically still told Qui-Gon, no, you cannot train him, he's unstable, his future's clouded. And so Qui-Gon would have trained Anakin in secret to become, probably a far, far better Jedi Knight than Obi-Wan could have trained him to be. And the reason why I say that is not because Obi-Wan was a bad teacher or a bad Jedi. It's just Anakin, being the chosen one, needed to see both sides of it to understand the full embodiment of the Force. Not just good versus bad, but what is the Force as a whole. Which he kind of got to see in the Clone Wars series when he was on, I believe it was Mortis, because he had an encounter of the son, who was the embodiment of the dark side, the daughter, who was the embodiment of the light side, and the father, who was the balance. So I believe if Qui-Gon had trained Anakin, Qui-Gon would have actually given Anakin more of a broader knowledge of the Force. Of, yes, people use it for light side and dark side, but the Force itself is not in itself good or bad. It is neutral. It's a force to be used by those who are gifted to use it. So I believe as time would have gone on, Anakin wouldn't have been so easily manipulated by Palpatine, even though Palpatine would still have reached out to toy with Anakin's emotions to make him just really yearn for Padme, to no extent, to kind of build that love between them. But I believe that Qui-Gon would have figured out Palpatine's true origin, true side, taken Anakin to confront him, and Anakin would have been faced with the same question or same problem that he had with Mace Windu. Let the Jedi Master kill Palpatine, possibly the one salvation I have for Padme, who I believe he would still have fear of dying, or kill the Jedi Master and have the knowledge possibly still before me. Sadly, I still think that he would have let Palpatine kill Qui-Gon, Because I don't think Qui-Gon would have been as of a match to Palpatine. I believe he would have held his own, but I think in the end, Palpatine would have overpowered Qui-Gon. But since it was only Qui-Gon and Anakin who confronted Palpatine about this, Anakin now joining Palpatine or Darth Sidious, their journey would have gone a much different route. Because without Qui-Gon dying at the hands of Darth Maul, Dooku would, not be so disenfranchised with the Jedi. Yes, he was still left the Order, but I believe he would have gone home and just remained ruler of his home planet, as he was royalty, for those who don't know. I mean, Count Dooku was actually a count, just wasn't a name. But, so I think what had happened is that, Palpatine would have trained Anakin in the ways of the dark side secretly, kind of like Qui-Gon did. But he would have, he would basically taught him how to shield his darkness from the other Jedi, just as the Sith had done for the past 1,000 years or so. And he would actually Anakin would have gone, into the Jedi Order, obtained rank of Jedi Master, got into, the Forbidden Archive, learning much, much more about the dark side of the Force, raised his children, that he would have had with Padme as, Sith, and eventually would overthrow Palpatine. That's one scenario I had in my head. The other scenario I had as well is that somehow Palpatine and Anakin get found out as being, well, A, murderers, and B, Sith, to where they would be driven to, basically to the Outer Rim, where they actually would plan their return, to the Republic, but with the Grand Army of the Sith. Kind of like back in the olden days when there was like the armies of the Republic and armies of the Sith in the old Republic. Phenomenal books, by the way. I think they're legend now, but it details itself pretty well in, I believe, in the Darth Bane Book 1 series about the last great Jedi Sith War. So, anywho, guys, that's my thought, or my rambling on, what if Qui-Gon had never died at the hands of Darth Maul. So, if you like this episode, please let me know. I kind of like doing these, because it's always fun to speculate. And if you guys have any speculations that you'd like me to kind of expand upon, email me. I'm down for this. Email is nerd1podcast@gmail.com. But until next time, folks, I'm Vincent. This is Nerd1 Podcast. Come find us on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We actually just crossed 200 followers on Instagram, so hey, shout out to that. But like I said, stay safe out there, stay clean, wash your hands, talk to you soon, and reminder, contest is going on, so if you haven't entered yet, let me know. Have a great day.